Alright guys, I am back and this is kind of a new setup. So you guys will have to let me know if you like it or you don't like it. Yeah, so it's been a long couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of get back into filming a couple of videos. I did get the studio moved. It's still not all the way put together, but put away enough that I feel like I can film a couple of videos. So that being said, hi, I missed you guys. Yeah, I mean, I really needed the couple of week break, honestly. Like, life's just been kind of stressing me out, and work's been beautiful yet busy. And you know what? Yeah. So lots of new projects at work, lots of new learning. Just to preface it, I'm going to watercolor in this one because I found that I have like a ton of these things. Moving will definitely make you remember how much stuff you actually have. And you know, it's into spring, fall's coming. I'm going to do a couple of different colors. We did these a couple of years ago. And I loved it. So we're just going to kind of just play with them. See what we get. There's a couple of new kits out, fall kits that people have. So I thought maybe we might just like do some playing. I don't know. I don't actually think I opened all of these. I think it was like 2 years ago. I got this kit from, maybe I had to shake it up a little, huh? From Shannon over at Mixed Media, Minnesota. And so, yeah, we're just going to watercolor a couple of things, I think. Like different medias over the course of the next few. Ooh. Since it's watercolor, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Yeah, so next couple of weeks, we're just going to kind of play a little bit before we dive back into the challenge. Hopefully I'll have all my crap together to do the challenge this year. I mean, honestly. Ew. That was gross. So it happens when you don't use your stuff, right? This got buried under a bunch of other stuff, and stuff got piled on stuff, and so the story goes, right? Onward and upward, I guess, is where I'm at the moment. That one came out all nice. It'd probably help if I set them upright. That actually might be the key. Yeah, I don't know why these darker colors are doing okay, but I'll just take it. Yeah, so, yeah, sorry I didn't really warn you guys I was going to be taking a break. I think I kind of, in June, I was just feeling really burnt out, and, you know, sometimes you have those moments where things, like certain things just got to give, and this was the one thing I could give. But yeah, it was a like I did well on the break. Like, I got a lot of the house like redone, which was literally like, kind of like the best thing for my mental health, I guess. Cause it's just been like, still has some of my ex-husband stuff in like the living room area stuff. So kids and I got all that kind of stuff cleaned out. So yeah, just a lot of just different stuff we've been working on. I think I'm gonna add a green to it too. And then we'll just let the games begin, right? Oh, maybe in a minute. I Probably should have had this done before I turned on the camera, but you know. But yeah, I haven't crafted since probably like the end of May into June, probably. So I did declog the glue before I came on camera. And then, yeah. And I didn't manage to craft my way out of the storm, but I did get a couple of pieces off camera done to kind of help along with it. So that was cool. Yeah, and like I said, the move itself went fine. It was the, you know, before and after, you know, the deep cleaning and all that stuff. And I was able to have like a little bit of a 4th of July party with some co-workers and some friends. So that was fun. There's some more water. Hence the word watercolor, right? I don't really remember what we did last time as far as... I remember we had fun, but I don't remember like specifics, I guess. Let's try a little bit of this green, see if we can get it kind of mixed back up in there. And they don't, at this point, they really don't have to be pretty. What they have to be is covered, right? So we can always go back in with a little bit of water and kind of play with the lines. And the logo itself will be cleaned up, like, or covered up. So I'm just really looking for the colors that pop. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what these videos end up, like, one, sounding like, and what ends up happening on the, like, where the camera is to the board, or my craft table, because the, it seems like it's higher up, but since I haven't really crafted, I'm not really for sure, you know? I need to give me some more yellow. Kind of, from what I can remember last time, we liked everything that happened. Because once they dried, they were kind of a neat little blend. So yeah, I hope everything's been going all right with you guys. I do think I'll be competing with the sound noise from the kids' rooms. So yeah, that's one of the things I'll have to keep an eye on, just so that we don't get flagged again for copyright, right? Per se, but I always say that and then it turns out to be one of my favorites, right? Yeah, I can't remember how many we made last time, but some of you that have been with me for a while probably remember, but I'm using my brushes Dawn got me a couple years ago. I think in the next video or two we'll do packaging, because that's another thing I've found a whole lot of in my stashes was like packaging I've saved over the last couple of years. I like that one. I think I remember from last time too that there, like, that was one of the ones that I liked too, was the blue, purple, and red. But I kind of like that red into purple into green too. That one seems to lend quite a bit of prettiness, I guess. Yeah, I have oatmeal packets coming out of my ears. Can't tell that I went through a winter of eating primarily just oatmeal packets, huh? Yeah, I think that was probably, it started the winter that I was getting divorced because I really couldn't eat. So it was cheese sticks, meat sticks, and oatmeal. That's what kept me alive for almost a year, probably. Well, that and my tenacity, I guess. You know what else I think I tried last time? I think we crumpled it. We crumpled a couple. Let's see what happens when we do crumple it, huh? And as of right now, I have some spare room over there. So after we get these painted, we can kind of roll into something else because I didn't start a timer. So it's just up to us what we do. The other the other thing that I've started is the gym. I've gone like 3 full weeks now. That's been fun. I met one of the guys I work with. He's been on a weight loss journey since like last September. And he really started like ramping it up in like December. And he's doing a great job. So I've been going with him like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday after work. And yeah, I think it helps, at least at my age or my personality or whatever, that I really started like going with a friend because, yeah, because he's committed, right? Because he started out pretty high on the scale. I wouldn't even know like how high, Just that it was a lot. But yeah, he is, at the beginning of July, he had lost like 70 pounds since last September. So that's pretty significant. And I guess, the more I get to know him, like, I guess when he was in high school, he played football. So he like kind of knows routines. And I think that's my biggest obstacle, is not knowing what to do at the gym. So yeah, especially after I got that shoulder healed up pretty good. I've been wanting to get back to it. So yeah, like I said, it's been a really fun going and hanging with him for a couple hours after work. Yeah, I think from what I can remember last time, I think we all really liked the crumpled ones because the watercolor dried in those areas, like the crinkles. So that was supposed to be into the red. Now we just have muck. Oh, I usually try to show brand of watercolors. Royal Langnickel Essential Watercolors. There's a SKU if you want to know or want to like use what I'm using. Yeah, in fact, I think that year that I got them, I think that year was one that we ended up using them in the challenge too. Well, it was positive. I guess that's just becoming kind of more mustard than light yellow. Yeah, I think we used the watercolors on a couple of things in that challenge. I really haven't had any like great breakthrough ideas on it yet. Last year we did a best of kind of the prior 4 years of it, so it was like the most watched videos out of that. So I'm just kind of breaking up the line there. Yeah, they really do turn out pretty cool. And I think I made a whole handful that ended up like being like, I just wet down the whole thing, like all the watercolors, and I think we just mopped up with a bunch of stuff. There's a darker brown over there too, because I could probably darken that up a bit. Isn't that crazy how close fall is? I mean, it's only like the mid of July, but I mean, if we blink a couple more times, it's going to be fall again. It just seems like we got out of winter. At least for me, because I love the heat. I know it's not Dawn's cup of tea, but I sure do like those spring and summer. I don't mind fall either, but yeah. Wow, I'm actually liking those a whole lot, the ones that are kind of spreading. You know what I might do? Because I've got a lot of these, so that it might talk amongst yourselves for just a quick second. I'm just going to get another sheet of this and set them to dry over here. Move them real quick. It's so weird having space to craft too. Yeah, these are almost dry, but yeah, then maybe in the next one, or next couple, I should say, we'll come back and we'll decorate these. Because I do think a lot of flowers from Tracy Fox. I'm going to use those that I've been using before this large break because they're already still out on the desk. And then also a lot of them will work really nice for fall too. So okay. So I'm trying to think what else may or may not have happened in the last like 6 weeks. That Gracie got retired. I can't remember if I've recorded since then from her state office. So she's working this summer and getting ready to go back to school. Those of you that are newer probably wouldn't know this, but my daughter's studying to be an ag teacher at our local college here. So yeah, she has 2 more years of that, and she's decided that she wants to go after her master's. So yeah, I won't have an empty nest for a little while, but I like my kids, so and Beau is still in nursing school. He's decided, he was doing it at home, but he's decided now to go actually in person. So yeah, yeah, I mean, pretty uneventful summer. I went camping a couple weeks ago with a friend. Been hanging with my dad before he moves. Those of you that have been with me for a while know that they're moving out of state. So, oh, that was another thing I did do this spring too, is help them get the office really cleaned up for their, I don't think I'm gonna add purple in that out there. Really getting their plate, like the office and stuff all cleaned up. That was a chore because he's had his trucking business for, oh goodness, since 85, I think, 84, 85, something like that. I'd have to ask him again, but a really long time. A really long time. Let's see, what else? Had my 4th of July party. It literally had been since Grace's high school graduation since I really had anybody in the house. So that was interesting. I noticed that my social anxiety went up a whole lot that week before, even though the house was ready. It was just kind of nuts. I was like, that's so weird that I'm around people all the time. And then a friend was like, but yeah, you're around people all the time. However, you don't actually entertain people at your house. I was like, that must be it. And once I recognized kind of what was going on and why I was feeling what I was feeling, I was like, yeah, other than on rare occasions, I generally don't have people over. I mean, we live in the boonies, so that's not always feasible to have people here, right? So I generally like meet friends and family at like either their houses in town or at a restaurant or something like that. So yeah, I'm trying to break out of my isolation out here. We'll see how it ends up going, but oh, I'm so excited. I love these so far. They really like come to life. I'm gonna do a couple more like red and orange ones. Really mix in that like okra or what, I don't think it's called okra. What is it called? Yeah, okra. Yellow okra. I think I'll make a couple with the orange and red and okra. Yeah, I mean the downside to everybody being home again is that I've not had one day since she's been home by myself at the house. So it's the only downside is just like quiet mom time, right? But I really wouldn't want the alternative, so. See, all the dogs are good. And I think, I don't think their barking will be much of an issue now, being where I am, because I kind of like insulated it, and I'm literally like in a corner, and I've put like the bookshelves is like kind of, it's like a U shape, so I'm really boxed in. Like nobody knows I'm back here unless they can hear me, right? Like it's my little escape, if you will. I don't know why I keep doing the angle thing. Maybe because I just like the way it looks. I'll change directions on the next one, I promise. Yeah, this whole corner is kind of like my own little slice of heaven back here, for lack of any other better words. Like, you really, like, from the doorway, you can't see me at all. That was hard. To like go at a different, I don't know where all that green came from, but just get it down in there and just start moving, right? Kind of looks like a leaf, huh? Let's throw some of that okra down in there. Yeah, I think the only thing we're going to end up having to contend with back here is cats. And probably not even that much, because my cat's kind of scared of back here. But I haven't figured out why, but probably 'cause she hasn't been around it for 3 or 4 years, and she was kind of a kitten still when I moved all my stuff over. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it good with these two, and then we'll do a couple of mop-ups. We'll just kind of get some colors mixing in there. Let's try something just a tad different. Almost like a tie-dye, huh? That one looks kind of cool. I already got blue on my brush from that one, so just keep going with that one, I guess. Yeah, those other ones are looking pretty cool. Pretty cool. Forget how much fun this stuff can be. I have to eat some more oatmeal. Kind of an interesting purple, huh? Now it's starting to like mix with other colors. Ooh! If you guys will hear that on video, that was lightning. Whew, that's kind of scared me. Sorry, guys. Oh, I think this might be one of my favorites. Even though it's kind of like muddly looking. So pretty. All right. Here comes the mop up, right? Let's just see what we get. Probably help if I had cleaner brushes to mess with. Yeah, for some reason I remember it coming out really cool because there was all kinds of different colors on there, but maybe not as cool as I remembered. I almost don't want to quit playing with them. This look pretty dang cool. Wonder, I don't think I have any other water back here. And this is the last of these too, as far as the colors. think some of these are just going to be beautiful disasters. The water's getting too muddy. And I'm betting that the sky is going to open up here in just a few minutes. It's probably a good thing we're just about finished up with this video. You know, the one thing I did learn last time is it's not going to always turn out like it looks right now. And it'll probably more than likely turn out something completely different than how it looks right now. I think that might be why everybody kind of likes that particular brand of watercolor. I've seen several creators use that. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? We're just going to go ham on... Woo! That happened with that particular one last time. Do this a card or a tag. And then we'll just see what it looks like once all this gets really dry. If we got to back it or ink it or something, you know, we'll do something with these last ones. Don't really like that. These are kind of a cool, like, fall color. So we let it drip down. Again, we'll just have to see what that looks like. Oh, goodness, look at my hands. I guess we can hear them a little bit back here, but not like it was, huh, guys? Kind of just got muddy, like a purpley brown color now. You know what else I want to play with that I like remembered I had was my distress inks, like the sprays. Let's see what else we got over here. Oh, look at that. Another cream. It actually might be kind of fun to do this with I'm just making a muddy mess now. like spray bottle instead of like a paintbrush. Just kind of spray the colors. Does that make any sense? Probably not. Instead of brushing it and having it be kind of muddied. This is the one that I found. I have like this big silver box of a bunch of these. See how much fun that is? I love these. And I always get so frustrated with myself because it's like, you know you love them, so why are you, why are you forgetting to use them? So I guess, in essence, you got a mixed media mixed media video today, whether you wanted it or not. And we're just gonna keep going until I am like out of paper or out of color on the paper here, so we're not wasting anything. Yeah, if I could find my silver box of this stuff, we would be doing that the next video. Oh, I haven't had a play like this in a while. Good way to get back into things, huh? I think I've said that like 8 times. Anyways, so this one's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, look at those purples starting to come out on the top. Yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot how much fun I have doing this. All right, cool. All right, guys, thank you for joining me on this episode of me getting my feet wet me getting my feet wet by getting back into a video, or however you want to say it. I think I said it earlier, but I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will just see you in the next video. Bye, guys.